This is Jim Nailon, liturgical guitarist, and I'm going to share my arrangement of the quintessential Advent hymn, O Come, Emmanuel. One of my absolute favorite songs. Okay. I'll play through it first, and then I'll talk about it. Top of page 2. Okay, I messed up there a little towards the end, but not too bad. Okay, so the first verse is obviously simpler, less going on. Just play it right off the chords. I give you the chords. That's the G7 there, and then A minor. Much here to talk about, other than just and again, this is another one that comes from the chant, and as a result, I don't think you really, when you're singing it with the congregation, you need to keep a rhythm going, but when you're playing it as a solo, you have the freedom to play with the rhythm, and kind of like if you were singing this as chant, you would, that's pretty low, it's in a wrong. You'd have to put a capo on about the 7th fret to do it in the key that we sing it in usually. O come, Emmanuel, and ransom captive Israel. You wouldn't go, O come, Emmanuel, and ransom captive. You wouldn't sing that if you were singing it as chant. You would find the emotion in the words, and so that's what I try and do with the guitar in phrasing. The only real thing that to change in the music here would be the last measure in the 4th line there on that page, measure 17. It's written like this, so you're coming into it. Here's measure 17, the A minor. And I had like a pickup to the pickup there that I would hold that first note, the A minor. It's half note, but I would hold that as a dotted half note. So give that full 3 beats. Ignore the first set of quarter notes that I have there, and then just finish with the 4th beat. So that's the one thing I would change on that, and I'm just too lazy to go back in and correct my arrangements. Maybe next year, I think in May, I think I'll retire from teaching, and I'll have more time to do things like that. So maybe I'll get to it at some point, but don't hold your breath. Then the second part, that's my favorite. I recorded this on, I did a Christmas CD last year, and I recorded this as the first of, I think, 4 or 5 hymns in a Christmas medley. And I did mostly based on this second verse. Not much here. There, okay. The important thing is to make sure you bring the melody notes out. So like, say, for example, measure 26, that A minor, you're coming off the measure 25. That's your melody note right there. Those notes are just like the backup musician playing a little lead or something, a little riff. Those have to be real soft. Then loud. Measure 29 on the recording, I did played it this way. I did a so I did a couple of hammer-ons on the 3rd string, 2nd fret, and then 2nd string on the 1st fret, open 1st fret. So going into measure 29. Measure 32 there, I gave it the little sus4 church ending. It's written. I'm a sucker for that. Soft. So those, like in that measure 35, you got to get those have to be loud, and the second note has to be soft. If you're doing it, you're going to lose the melody, and your listener won't be able to follow. So really, again, I talked about it in, I think, Creator of the Stars of Night, but you have to slow things down. If you can't get that playing it up to tempo, if you haven't learned that trick of differentiating the volume with different fingers, slow things down and go. And I guess it was God Rest You Merry Gentlemen I was talking about that. Now, see, in that measure, it works. Measure 36, I do that pickup like I did over, that I told you not to play in measure 17. It works because I'm got all these filly 8th notes in there. And so it does work and kind of helps propel you to the last phrase. So I wouldn't change that. But but just the main thing is to really make sure you're bringing out the melody line. And, if you're having trouble figuring out how to do that, I'd recommend visiting a classical guitar teacher for a few lessons at least, and use these pieces as your lesson piece. And if he's a good classical guitarist, he should be able to sight read through this and help you with everything you need on your technique. That's really about all I have for this. Look for more arrangements on liturgicalguitarist.com, and I pray God blesses your playing, and I wish you peace.